Hello guys, and welcome back to my video. So in this video we are going to be completing our e-commerce admin application. In this section we are going to be working with orders, processing orders. So if you see, if I go to the application, you can see we have pending orders, accepted orders, delivered orders, and also we have cancelled orders. So as you can see, we can accept an order. As you can see, once it's accepted, it moves to the accepted section, and then we can either shift it to delivered, where it will be moved to the delivered section. At the same time, we can also cancel an order, and then as you can see, it will be added to the cancel section. Right, so without wasting much of the time, let's get started and let's dive right into the code. Right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to work on the services folder. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go into our services folder. So we need to go into our services folder, right? Once we're in our service folder, we are going to create the order service class. Alright, so once we've created this class, what we actually need to do is we need to just create this class order service. Alright, and then we need to initialize the firebase firestore, because we are definitely going to use firestore. Okay, which is going to be firestore. All right, now we need to create a constructor. And then we just required firebase firestore. Okay, like this. Okay, so now that we're done with the constructor, now we just need to initialize the variable that we created at the top. Right, so now we need a reference, collection reference. Which is going to get orders from our firebase firestore. Which is a firestore.collection. And then if you still remember, we have our firebase constants folder. It should be order collection, orders collection. And somehow we didn't create this orders collection, so let's get into our firebase constants. So let me just copy this and then let me paste it below, and then let's change it to orders. All right. Okay, so now we are done with the orders. Let's just make sure that supposed to be orders collection. Orders collection. Okay, I made a typo inside here, so let me just remove one S, and then let's work on it like this. All right. So yeah. So now what we need to do is we need to get a list of all the orders. So it's going to be stream list. It's a list of orders. Then we should get orders. okay, like this. Okay, so now we don't have this orders model class, right? So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this from my GitHub repository, and then I'm just going to make sure that I paste it in, because we have worked on this. If you have watched the the Flutter e-commerce application, it's just the same. You can just go into that repository, or you can just go into my repository, and you just make sure that you just copy it. Okay, so let me just paste it in between. So here we also need the cut item, and also we also need the cut item class, which I'm going to copy also. All right. It's cut item dot. All right, and we also need the address also. I'm sure we need. Yeah, we also need the address model. So let me just copy it also, and then let's just paste it in. So if you don't know where this is coming from, just make sure that you've watched previously the e-commerce customers app. Address.dat. Okay, let me just paste it in, and then let's just make sure we do a couple of imports. Okay, let me get rid of this. Right, let's also import the address model. All right, so let's run the Flutter build runner command. Okay, so let's go in to make sure that we are in the root folder. Like this. Okay. Okay, so let's just make sure that we import the orders class, okay? Okay, so let's make sure that we import the orders class, and then what we are just going to do is we are going to just return orders, and then where. So now we are just doing a couple of queries. When a customer makes an order into our application, at first is accepted is equal to false, because the order is not yet accepted at first. Okay, and then and also is delivered is equal to false. Let's make sure that is delivered is equal to false, and also is cancelled is also equal to false, because at first the order is not yet cancelled, right? Is cancelled is equal to false, right? Like this. And then we need to grab the snapshots of the data from the firebase firestore. And then the next thing that we need to do is we need to just map each snapshot And then what we just need to do is we create a temporary list of orders that we are going to store, the orders that are coming from Firestore, right? It's orders, which is equal to an empty array, all right, like this. So now what we just need to do is we just need to loop through each and every document in our firebase Firestore, in our event documents docs, right, like this. Okay, I forgot the doc, like this. Okay, so now what we just need to do is we just need to add those documents inside our list that we created above. It's going to be order from JSON, and then we are going to grab the data from our firebase Firestore, and we make sure that it's a map of streaming dynamic. Right, now that we are good to go, after this what we just need to do is we just need to return the orders like this. Okay, all right, so what are we doing here? What we are doing here, we are getting all the orders from our firebase Firestore, right, our Firestore database. And then what we're just doing is we are querying, and we are making sure that the orders that we are getting when a customer submits the order to our e-commerce application, right? At first, the order is not yet accepted, so it's accepted must be false. I made a typo here. Is accepted is false. The order also is not yet delivered, so we're making sure that it's delivered is equal to false, and the order is not yet cancelled, which is equal to also false, right? And then the next thing that we are just going to do is we are just going to grab a list of accepted orders. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy this method, right? And then I'm just going to paste it below. Let me just copy it and paste it below, right? Let me just copy it and paste it below, right? And then let me change it to get accepted, because we want accepted orders, right? Get accepted orders. Where is accepted is equal to true, because when an order is accepted, then is accepted must be equal to true, and then is delivered must equal to false, and then is cancelled must also be equal to false, right? So that's the difference, right? And then the next one is we are going to get a list of delivered orders. So we want to get the orders that have been delivered. So I'm just going to copy this method again, and I'm just going to paste it below, right? So let me just change this to get delivered orders. Get delivered orders, right? To get a list of delivered orders, right, we need to make sure that in order for it to be delivered, is accepted must also be equal to true, because an order cannot be delivered if it's not accepted, right? And then is delivered is also going to be equal to true, like this. So now this is the conditions to meet the delivered orders, right? And then we are also going to grab is cancelled orders. So I'm just going to copy this also method here. I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm just going to paste it below. All right, let me just paste it below. And then here I'm just going to change it to get cancelled orders. Get cancelled orders. Let's remove this condition, and let's also remove this on condition also. So for an order to meet the cancelled condition, then the is cancelled parameter must be equal to true. So let's change it to true. That's then the order will be classified as is cancelled, right? Okay. And also, yeah. And also, okay, I think let's add some conditions also. Let me just leave those conditions. For an order to be cancelled, is accepted is goes to false, because it's not accepted, and is delivered is goes to false, because an order cannot be delivered if it's cancelled. And then the only condition that we are going to change here is the is cancelled parameter, which is going to be true, right? So now what another method that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a method for updating our orders. So this method will allow us to cancel, accept, and even deliver orders, right? So it's going to be update order, like these orders, which is order, and then we are going to update a particular field. So that's why I put this as field, and then the boolean, which is going to be the value of the field. So in this case, the field is going to be, for example, if it's is cancelled, if it's is delivered, and then we are going to change we are going to change the boolean value, since we are using boolean values for true and false, right? And then let's make sure that our method is an async method. Firebase firestore.collection, and let's make sure that our collection is Firebase from Firebase constants dot orders collection, like this, right? And then we are going to change with the condition where the field, where the order ID, because we also need the order ID to make changes, right? Where order ID is equal to order dot order ID, and then we are just going to get the documents, right? We are just going to fetch the documents, and then we are going to use the then method, which is going to get the parameter is going to be the query snapshot, right? And then what we are going to do is we are going to say query snapshot dot docs dot first dot reference, then dot update. So we are just going to update a field, we are going to update a particular field, right, with a particular value, which is a boolean, right, like this. Then yeah, so now that's it for the service file. Now we need to move on to the controller, right? So before we do that, let's just make sure that we create a provider, which is our orders provider, order service provider. Which is going to return an order service like this, and then going to provide the reference.watch, and then firebase, firestore provider, like this. Okay, now we are good to go. Everything else is now done. Now we need to move to the controller, and we also need to move on to developing the UI. Okay, so now let's move on to the controller, right? So for the controller, we're going to say orders controller dot like this, which is a class orders controller, which is going to extend the state notifier and a boolean. By the way, this state notifier is deprecated, but we are going to make sure we do some changes to make sure that we use the latest notifier or async notifier provider. So I'll just do a one-time video where I'll just do refactoring for the whole code, right? For the whole app, right? Okay, because I don't want to confuse you guys. And then we also need the order service. Like this. Okay, now let's create a constructor for the order controller. All right, so we need the reference, and we also need the order service. Also need the order service, like this. Okay. And then let's make sure that we set our reference object to the reference variable that we created above, and also the order service to the variable that we created above. And then let's set the initial state to false, like this. All right, it's supposed to be orders controller, not order controller, right? So now what we are going to do now is we need to grab the list of orders, right? That's the first thing that we need to do. Stream which we are going to get all the orders from, which is going to be, we are just going to return order service dot get orders, like this. So let's import the import package for the orders, right, like this. And then we need also to get delivered orders. So let's just copy this and then let's paste it below. Get delivered orders. Like this. And then we also need to get cancelled orders. So let's just change it to cancelled. And then we also need to get a list of accepted orders. Right, now that we're done with list of accepted orders, now we need to work on the update method for updating our order fields. And we are just going to return the order service dot update order like this. Okay, it's supposed to be order here like this. Okay, so we are done with all the methods. Right now what we need now is to work on the stream providers. So the first thing that we need to work on the state notifier provider, right? So I'm just going to say final orders controller provider equal to state notifier provider of type order controller and its state, which is a bool value, and then we need to pass in the reference object, and then okay, so made a typo. It's supposed to return the order controller. Okay, which takes in the reference parameter. And then for the order service, what we are just going to do, since we created this provider here to access the order service, so I'm just going to just use riverpod, which is order service provider. So this is like a dependency injection. That's one thing I like about riverpod. It allows you to the riverpod package allows you to just inject like the dependency classes that another class depends on, right? Using the watch method. As you can see, the order controller class, it depends on the order service class. So what we did is we have this order service provider here. Since the order controller class depends on the order service class here, so we just injected the order service class. So let's say, for example, if somehow this order service class changes or we want to write tests, we can just provide another class here, and then we can just change it here, which makes things a little bit easier and also neat, right? Okay, so now let's work on the get orders provider, get orders provider, which is a stream provider. It's going to just take in a reference, and then we are just going to initialize the orders, which is goes to reference.watch. To watch the orders controller provider.notifier like this, right? If we do that, the next thing that we just need to do is we need to get the orders, and then we are just going to return the orders like this. Yeah, now we are done. Now the second step is, let me just copy this and let's paste it below because everything else is going to be similar. Get delivered orders provider, and then let's change it to delivered orders. Yeah, let's just paste it again below. And then we need for the accepted orders, get accepted orders, provider, accepted orders, like this, okay? And then the next one is we want to get the cancelled for the, we want to create a provider for the cancelled orders. Get cancelled orders provider. Then let's change here to cancelled. All right, now that we are done with the controller, so now the next section that we are going to move on to is the order screen, right? Let's move on to the order screen. So right now let's go to our views, and then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to create orders, screen to that. Let's make it, it's going to be a stateless widget, and then let's change it to orders screen, like this. Okay, now that we are done with it, if you check a look at this on our application, this is more of like these tabs. So we need to create these tabs, this tab layout, right? That's what we need to work on. All right, so what I'm going to do is here we are just going to return a default tab controller. Default tab controller. The length of the tabs is equal to 4, and then the child for the tab controller is going to be a scaffold widget, right? It's going to be a scaffold widget. This scaffold widget is going to have an up bar. The elevation is going to be 0, of course. And then what else do we need? We need the bottom. We need to provide the bottom. And then for the bottom, we are just going to provide a tab bar. We're going to provide the tab bar. Then the tab bar is going to take in a list of children, right? And this we are going to have a text with pending orders. And then let's style it text style. Let's give it a color of black, colors to black. And let's also give it a font size of 10. Font size of 10. And then let's also give it a font weight. Font weight of 500, like this. Okay. So now let's just copy this text and let's just paste it 4 times, right? And then we have the pending orders. We must change it to accepted orders. And then we also have delivered orders. And then we also have cancelled orders, like this. And then once you're done with the tabs, what we need the body. So in the body, what we are going to, I'm just going to do is constant. We need the tab bar view. It takes in a list of children. Now the list of children for this one is going to be different screens or different UI sections, right? So let's create those sections. The first one that we have is pending orders. The first one that we have is pending orders. Pending orders screen.dat, like this. It's going to be a stateless widget, pending orders screen, like this. For now, let's just leave the placeholder. And then we also need, let's just copy it. We also need accepted orders screen. So let's just create it. Accepted orders screen, like this. So let's change this one to accepted orders. So let's import material.dat. This must be accepted. All right. The next one we need is delivered orders screen. Delivered orders screen.dat, like this. Status widget, like this. And then we need cancelled orders. Alright, now we are done with this. So now what we need to do now is let's go back to our order screen. And then for the first one, we need the pending order screen. We need to put them in their order. Pending order screen, and then accepted orders screen, and then delivered order screen. Order screen, and also the next one, which is cancelled orders screen. All right, now we are done. So let me just try to run it on our emulator and let's see how it comes off. And then let's continue working. Okay, so now let's start building the pending orders, accepted orders, and also the delivered orders screen. Okay, so let's start with the accepted order screen. So what we need to do is let's go inside the okay, so let's go inside the pending order screen, right, like this. So let's make sure that we change the stateless widget to consumer widget, since we want to consume riverpod product providers. So let's change it to consumer widget. Then we need to provide the widget reference as a parameter here. Okay, and then final orders is equal to reference to watch, then get orders provider. And then what we just need to do is we just need to return the orders dot when, and then if there is data, we just need to grab it, and then for the error, we just need to display the error. And then we just need to make sure that we convert the error to a string. And then if the data is still loading, we just going to display a loader. Okay, we are done with this section. Now let's move on to the orders. We just to return a scaffold widget. And then for the body, it's going to be a list view dot builder, like this. And then for the length, it's going to be data.length, supposed to be item length, item count, which is going to be data.length. And then we also need to provide shrink wrap, which is go to true. And then for the item builder, we need to provide the context and the index. Like this. Right. And then we are just going to return. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to say create a variable for the order, which is goes to be data. And then we're going to pass in the index like this. Okay. And then we need to, for the child, let's return some padding, which is it's going to be constant agent_sets.all. Let's give it a padding of 8, right, like this. And then for the child, we are going to use stack widget. And then for the children, we are going to provide a card. And then the card has a child, which is going to be a container widget. And then we are going to decorate the container with the box decoration. And then the border radius is going to be border radius to secular, which is 20, like this. And then we need to provide the child for the container, which is going to be a column widget. And then main axis alignment, which is main axis alignment dot start. And then we need to provide a child. So for the children, we are going to use an expansion tile. We're going to use an expansion tile, and then for the title, I'm just going to provide the column. So the expansion tile allows us to expand and contract the widgets. I'll show you how it looks like. So let's give it a padding, then edge insets dot all, which is going to provide a value of 8, and then inside that padding we're just going to provide a child, which is going to be a raw widget. So main axis alignment, we want the space between the children, space between, like this. Now children, and then we need a text for the order number. Colors to black, and then font size is going to be 18, and then font weight to W400, like this. Okay, and then we are just going to use an expanded widget, in which we are going to display the order number, which is order ID .toString, and then let's style it. So I'm just going to grab the style real quick, and then let me just paste it in here. Okay, so that's it for the expansion tab. And then after that, what do we need to do? So after this, what we need to do is we need to just give it some spacing size box with a height of 15. All right, and then also need to okay, and then also need to provide a padding widget with a value of 8. And then what I will do here is the child is also a raw widget, children. Then text, we're going to provide a text is going to be date, like this. And then style, which is going to be the style. I'm just going to grab the style real quick. So this is going to display the date in which the user ordered our this is going to display the date in which user ordered our item. And then after this, it's main axis alignment. We need to also provide main axis alignment. Is main axis alignment dot space between. Space between, and then here we need to display the date from our Firestore database, which is going to be date date format, so for the date format, it's a package. I'm sure it's the intl package. So let me just grab it and then let's make sure that we install that package. All right, intl package. So if you go into a pubspec.yaml file, under packages, yeah, just make sure that you paste it, the intl package. Okay, all right. So let's just wait for the flutter to run. Flutter pub build date format .y year, month, d. So let's try to import this. Yeah, dot format. Then we are just going to format the order, the date, the date in which the order was placed, right? And then let's provide the style. All right, like this. And then the next thing that we need to do is we just need to provide the spacing again, sized box, and then we give it a height of 15. And then now what we need we also need some padding and a row. Insets.o provided it's 8, and then the child for this is going to be a row widget children. What the children are, we are going to display the total main axis and alignment, which is main axis alignment dot space between main axis alignment dot space between. Okay, like this. So we are going to display the text for the total. Text, which is going to be total. And then we need to style it. Then let's also grab the same text and let's paste it below. Okay, so here what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to display the total, which is order dot total, like this. Let's change the font size to 15, and let's also change the font weight to 500, like this. Okay, so now we are done with this one. Let's move on to the next stage. So the next stage we are going to work on the buttons. So padding, agencies.o, let's give it a padding of 8 also. It's going to be a row widget. Okay, yeah, because we want to display these buttons side by side. It's supposed to be child and then row widget. Main axis alignment and then main axis alignment dot space between, and then children. Let's provide a size box. Let's give it a height of 30 and then a width of 120. And then let's provide a child, which is an elevated button. So what do we need to do here? What do we need to do? Alright, so here what we just need to do is we are going to say if the data index dot is accepted. If it's accepted, it's equals to false. That means that the items have not been, it's still a pending order, right? The items have not been accepted, so we're going to use an elevated button and then on pressed, and then the child, the text here, the text here is going to be accept, and then we need to just to style this button, elevated button dot style form, right? And then we need to provide the color of the button, background color, which is equal to colors dot black, like this. Okay, else if it's not like this, that means that the order has been delivered here. We are just going to copy this elevated button here, and then let's paste it here, and then let's change this expected to find. So let's just copy this item. Okay. Expected to find else. Okay, let's see. Okay, somehow there's still an error. I don't know where the error is coming from. So let's just copy this elevated button here, since if this condition is met, that means that the order is not yet being delivered. What we will do is we'll then display another button here, which this button is going to be called deliver. Accepted, and then let's change this one to delivered. And then let's make sure that we change the logic here. So here I'm just going to use async, and then what we are just going to do is we are just going to reference dot read, and then we're going to read the order controller provider dot notifier dot update order. And then the order that we are going to update is the order with a selected index, and then the field we want to change the is accepted value, and then we want to change it to true. Let's change it to true. All right, that's it. So if the order is delivered, we want to change it and set it to is delivered. Okay, so here it's supposed to be, I made an error. Let's paste this code here. It's accepted. Here, let's change it to is delivered. It's delivered. And then let's just copy this size. Let's just copy this size box. Let's copy it. Let's paste it below. So here we're just going to remove this condition here, and then let's change the text here to cancel. So we change the text to cancel. Let's also change the button color. For canceling, I want the button color to be red, like this, okay? And then is cancelled, let's change it to true. Okay, so that's it for the expansion child, but the expansion child also takes in the children, right? So let's go below. Let's go below the column, and then we need to provide the children. And then for the children, what we need to do is we need to work on the order item widget. So let's go into our widgets, and then let's create an order item widget. Okay. All right, so let me go into widgets and order item widget. I know this video is getting long, but yeah, we have to do this. Order item widget dot. Then it's going to be a stateless widget. Let's change it to order item widget, right? So it's going to take in a cart item. We are going to pass this cart item. Set our constructor require this item like this. Okay. So let's remove the constants. We are dealing with dynamic data. And then we're going to return a list type. The title. So the title is going to be text item dot name, like this, and then let's style it. So I'm just going to copy the style, and then I'm just going to paste it. Right, the next thing that we need for the leading, we also need an image, which you'll get from Firebase Firestore. So we use image.network, which is going to be item dot image and then height of 30. Let's give it a width of 30 also. And then let's work for the trailing. So for the trailing, I'm just going to copy this text above. I'm just going to paste it below. I'm just going to change the font to W600 like this. And then we need to display the price. Item price like this. Okay, so that's it for the order item widget. So let's go back inside our our pending orders, and then what we need to do is for the children, what I'm going to do is we're just going to say a column. I'm just going to use a column widget. Then for the children, we need to just map through items dot products dot map. We need to map through all the products in our order. Okay, which is order item widget, which is going to take in an order. And then after this, what we need to do is we just need to convert it to a list, like this. Once we do this, we are good to go. So let's just I think there is a typo somewhere, or must have an error somewhere. Okay, now we are good to go. Everything is set. Right. So now we need to move on to the accepted order screen, right? To the accepted order screen. So for the accepted order screen, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to copy this whole item, right? I'm just going to copy this whole item because it's similar. Where is it? Delivered orders. Accepted order screen. Accepted order screen. Okay, so I'm just going to paste it here, and then I'm just going to import riverpod. Let's just import the dependencies. Import. Then let's change this to accepted order screen. Let's change this to get accepted. Right, now we need to import all the packages until order item widget, and then error text, and then I will also need to import the order like this. Get accepted orders. Now we have the accepted orders widget. Yeah, we have the accepted orders widget. Now we need to make sure that we go to the cancelled order screen. So let's just copy everything with the dependencies. Copy cancelled order screen. Let's go and change everything here. Cancelled order screen. Cancelled order screen. Get cancelled orders provider. Okay, now we good to go. We also need to do the same for the delivered. We also need to do the delivered order screen. Delivered order screen. And then we need to change here to get delivered orders provider, like this. Okay, now we're going to go. Now what we need to do is, let's go to our home screen, home dashboard widget. Let's go into our home dashboard widget. Under widgets, home dashboard widget, products, analytics, and then orders. So what we need to do is, we need to wrap this card widget with a gesture detector. Again, on tip like this, and then our navigator dot push. And then for the route, we need to provide the material page route. So page route, text in the context as a parameter. And then what it's going to do is, it's going to return our order screen widget. Okay, like this. All right, so let's rerun our emulator. Let's see. Somehow the order is not working. I don't know why. So let's reload. I think there's a typo somewhere. Okay, yeah. Let's try to run it. Yeah, you can see the orders. Yeah, so now what we need to do is, we need to change the up bar for the order screen. Order screen. Let's change the up bar. Yeah, color, background color. Let's change it to white. Okay, now let's. Okay, now as you can see, we now have the orders. So let's try to accept an order. As you can see, now it's now under accepted orders. As you can see, right, it's now under accepted orders. As you can see, we now have clinical gloves and everything. Let's try to push another order to delivered. Once we have it under delivered orders. So I think we made a typo on the, let's go to orders, pending orders. I think delivered, child delivered, cancel. So let's change this to cancel. Let's change this to cancelled. Is cancelled is equals to true. Is delivered is equals to true. Accept. Is delivered is equals to true. Because we have two these ones. Is delivered is equals to true. We have this is supposed to be delivered. Cancelled, and then cancelled delivered is equals to true, is cancelled is equals to true. So let's try and reload and let's see what's causing this not to be displayed. So let's go to orders. Okay, delivered. When I use delivered, it's being somehow it's not showing delivered orders. So let's go under delivered screen, get delivered orders, provider. Okay, so let's go into the service folder and let's see what's going on there. We might have messed up our conditions. So we say that an order is delivered, it's delivered if is accepted is equals to true, is delivered is equals to true, and then is equals to false. So everything here is okay, but I think it's under the orders controller. Orders controller, and you get delivered orders. Everything here is okay. Get delivered orders, provider. I think everything here is okay. So now I'm confused. Why are we still getting an error? Why is it not showing delivered orders? So let's go, let me just check on my database. Orders. Cancelled is equals to true. Cancelled is equals to true. Okay, so let's go under order screen, pending orders. Pending orders, and then let's go under accepted orders. So under accepted orders, I think let's change this to cancel. So I think here we should remove the cancel widget, since if an order is accepted, then it must not be cancelled. If an order is accepted, then it must not be cancelled. So let's try and reload and let's see what's going on here. So accept, cancel. Yeah, I think we made a mistake here. Colors dot black. Is delivered is equals to true. So here it's supposed to be delivered. So if we go to our pending orders also, I think accept, delivered. Okay, so this is supposed to be black, and then this is supposed to be red. That's why we all got it wrong. So now it's accepted is true, is delivered true, is cancelled is equal to true. So let's try and reload. Let's see what's going on now. What else? So it's supposed to be cancel. So here what I think is sorry, let's reload and let's see. Accept, it's now under accepted orders, delivered. Now it must be delivered. Yeah, exactly. Now it's showing under delivered orders. So then we can then deliver it. Okay. Okay, so let's go under cancelled orders. So under cancelled orders, what we need to do is we need to just we need to remove all the button was. Let's remove this. Let's remove this item. And let's also do this for the delivered order screen. Because once an order is delivered, there's no need for us to accept, cancel, or everything. So let's just get rid of this padding. Okay. So let's see now. Let's see. Everything is unfolding. So if we say accept, it's now under accept. Then accepted orders, if we say delivered, it's now under delivered orders, like this exactly. Yeah, like this. And then cancelled orders like this. All right, now, yeah, as you can see, you can push it under deliver. If we can then cancel this order. It's popping under cancelled. Cancel this one, it's popping under cancelled. Then we can accept, it's now popping under accepted orders. And then we can just deliver it. It's now popping under delivered orders. Right. So that was it, guys, on processing orders. So thanks for watching. And in the next video, we're just going to finish up with the payments. Thanks for watching.